What?
Why are you shaking your head? You're welcome.
Oh, hello. Are we live? Didn't get to play the opening video, I guess. Welcome to the final points. The final points at fantasypoints.com. The final points on a Monday. I was taken by surprise. I didn't get my little music going there.
I got it, Joe. The video was playing on
my end. Yeah.
Really? I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. What the heck's going on here? Well,
I heard your voice while I was playing. I was like,
I'm going
It's
to
like,
blame
oh,
the
this
NFL
is the
for this
remix
one.
edition.
I'm going to blame the NFL for this one because they have us going early here on a Monday night before the Monday night doubleheader, which means we might be sitting here by ourselves talking to ourselves. That's chaos theory. No, it's a welcome. It's me, Tom Brawley, and good friend Trey, who's got a little motion. He's really feeling himself now. Now he's inviting himself onto different live streams to talk about all the stuff. The man hits one AJ Barner anytime touchdown bet, and then he's all over everything. We got a couple of absolutely god awful Monday Night Football games tonight. This is a perfect double box night on the YouTube TV there. Tom Brawley and good friend Trey. Not that I'm selling out to our YouTube overlords, our Google overlords here to get us money. But anyway,
trying to get our views up here a little bit by sucking up.
So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna answer questions all night. What waivers, late start, sit. I really hope you're not desperate for a start sit from these games, but you might need one. Look, maybe I dug myself a hole by oversleeping on Sunday and ended up with a few Jaylen Warren spots, but nonetheless, we still have some action. So guys, how you doing? Good friend Trey. Now look, you wanted to come on and talk about the best bet show that we have wherever you like your podcasts. And you had some success. You finally hit a bet, and now you're on everybody's live stream bragging about it. So tell everybody about the best bet show.
yeah, I'm filling time slots all week. You might see me on 60 Minutes. You might see me. Who knows where I'm going to be this week after hitting that bet. But we do the best bets pod. We have a good time, and Tom and Joe throw the great analysis out there, and I crack a couple jokes, and I try to keep things pretty light. So, but I said, yeah, you know what? Now that I've got some motion, now that I'm feeling good, I'm gonna come on the Monday live stream and see what's popping over here. So
you already got the name tag on here too. It's already been updated. You got the motion man on there, so it's official now. We got people calling into the Best Bets podcast to thank you too. It's people are loving the picks now. Just make one right pick and it just flips.
It feels great, but like a friend of mine, Ricky Rubio, says, never too high, never too low. We're trying to stay right here. You know what I mean? So hopefully we keep this going for the whole rest of the season, baby.
John Hansen would be really proud of that name drop right now. Did you know?
He'd be like, "Who's Ricky Rubio?"
What? Did you know that? So, hey guys, super chats are answered first. We really you don't need to do a super chat, but we really appreciate those of you who do, because it helps us keep the lights on. And look, this time last year, I didn't have the lights on, so I really appreciate everybody who helps me do that. Last year,
is that the year anniversary here?
It was Hurricane Helene. As a matter of fact, the last time the Philadelphia Eagles lost a football game started and finished by Jalen Hurts was Hurricane Helene. That was a year ago, and it was in Tampa, where they exorcised demons in of course the strangest way possible, as they can only do. But that was over a year right now it's been since Hurricane Helene, and we were very fortunate here in the Carolinas that there's a big powerful storm out in the ocean called Umberto that is dragging this new system Imelda out to sea, and Imelda was scheduled to make landfall literally like tonight, but Umberto courted her and dragged her out to sea. So
Joe watches a lot of Weather Channel.
Jeez.
What do you watch more, Weather Channel or NFL Network?
Oh, NFL. Well, I'm just absorbing this from my wife's a weather nerd. She has on YouTube TV, you can set your channels in order of preference, and hers always defaults to the Weather Channel. So so that's not that. Mine is I don't even know what mine is. I put all the sports networks up at the top, but nonetheless, it's I'm glad to be safe. It is raining here. Imelda has a little bit of the clutches on us, but nonetheless, it is good to be here with the lights on. All right, Let's go. Good friend Trey is here to break ties here. I don't know, like that now he's a fantasy expert too. So like he wins one bet and now he's a fantasy expert as well. Taylor Thornton. Taylor is awesome. Taylor is always in our super chats. We love Taylor. How are you feeling about skid marks? Sell high? I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a sell high situation. I'd be getting them as much as I can here. I mean, feels like they might be working Nick Chubb out of the mix here, Joe. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do. As always, this requires context, right? Mm-hmm. What if you picked up Woody Marks on a team that has Omarion Hampton, who's looking great, or maybe you got a guy like Kyron Williams and Omarion Hampton or something, and you also picked up Quinshon Judkins on the cheap, right? But you're hurting at wide receiver because you have T. Higgins, or maybe you lost Malik Neighbors. Okay, then selling high on Woody Marks, that's a defensible move. But I think this is, good friend Trey, real. And I'm not saying real as in he's going to score 2 touchdowns every week, but real as in I think he's a viable flex, if not a little bit more than that every week.
Yeah, we saw this week from this game. We talked about it. We didn't expect the Texans to be able to just beat up on the Titans, kind of like the Knicks. They're not really beating up on anybody. This is the type of player you want on a team that, maybe the offensive line's a little bit rough and they're not going to be beating up on people because he's great in the passing game. So that's kind of what he was in college. And that's the type of guy we're looking for. Again, I think if you have Woody Marks on your team right now and you're like, I got to sell right now, I think this is maybe the worst time to sell. I think this is a buy for me right now if you could still get him on the cheap anywhere.
But if you can get, like, let's say you lost Malik Neighbors, which is that's entirely possible, and you trade him away maybe for a receiver you feel good about starting every week to fill that void, I think that, Tom, that you can cash in on that asset like this. But I don't think this is, I'm going to
really hurting at some other spot. You have an abundance of strong options at running back. Yeah, I could see doing that. But yeah, if he's in contention to be like your RB2, I'd be sticking it out with him. This is a guy, we've basically seen him ascend a little bit every single week here. So, we'll see if it keeps going. I don't think Nick Chubb's totally disappearing here, but this offense was also, playing at such a poor level through the first 3 weeks. We know that it's a better offense than what they showed in the first 3 weeks. So I'm not telling you it's going to be a top 10 offense, but I don't think the Texans are going to be a bottom 5 offense. They could get back to league average, and having the running back there that catches passes, who is surround. We just got the Mixon report. There's nothing brewing with him. He's
D'Amico Ryan's basically ignored questions about him. Like it feels like they're kind of pissed off.
Yeah, he's persona non grata there. He's out of the mix. So Nick Chubb's injury prone here the last couple of years. So yeah, I'm riding it. If you drafted him or picked him up off the waiver wire the last couple of weeks, you've gotten a little gem here.
All right, thank you very much, Taylor. Justin, PPR, are we dropping Ridley? Let's. I think you can. Not only has he been disappointing, Brian Callahan, dead man walking. He said he got banged up. He didn't play a full slate of snaps, and this offense is despicable. They get a new play caller, and he
don't score any
he
points.
Gets shut out in his first game. Lovely.
Go back to Callahan then. Just keep switching offensive coordinators every week until you can score a couple of touchdowns.
A good friend, Trey, I'm going to let you answer the second one, and then we'll chime in. Is Prescott a player just always start when he's at home and bench when away? Kind of frustrating here with Dak Prescott, right? Because the Packers, people thought they might have the best defense in the NFL. Micah Parsons is coming back to town, and then the Packers can't stop anybody. Very frustrating, but it looks like Dak Prescott is going to have fantasy life here, especially once CeeDee Lamb comes back.
Yeah, the Dak situation is always tough, right? Because if you're rostering Dak, if we're talking like a single quarterback league, then you're every week staring at the waiver wire like, there definitely is 4 guys here that could outscore Dak or may outscore Dak. I'm in the mix of going between Jordan Love and Dak Prescott right now. Those are the 2 that I'm always trying to.
Couldn't have made a wrong decision on last night.
Yeah.
I started Love, which was the obvious call.
Too.
Yeah. So
yeah.
What do you think, Tom?
Sorry, go ahead.
What do you think, T-Bro?
I think he's still in the. And this defense is going to be so bad. They're going to be playing in such high-scoring games every week. Already have played in 2 overtime games with a lot of points in them. So, it's one of those. He's also just one of those players. Like, you can kind of tell. It looked like it was going to be a bad night for him. He was pretty rough early in the game, and he can flip the switch. And he's a streaky passer, and he couldn't miss anything last night in the second half. So. I think in those indoor, those comfy, cozy confines there, you can feel a little bit better using him. Hopefully we get CeeDee Lamb back, but I think a lot of people were worried heading into this matchup. But losing Lamb, is he a guy that we could cut? But I think we saw last night that he can still put up some massive numbers, and they're going to be playing a lot of high-scoring games.
They flipped the narrative a little bit in that, like, many people probably thought, you lose to the Bears and Caleb Williams has a career day, that this team's just going to roll over and die this year. They changed that narrative a little bit, I think. But they didn't change the narrative that the defense might be the worst in the NFL. And Tom, if this gets anywhere close to being,
I will say their defensive line was playing better in that game. They were starting to, they were making some strides, but that secondary is still.
I mean, the secondary is just bad, and
straight up bad.
And the defensive line, I don't think it's going to be good.
No,
they'll have some games when maybe they get some pressure, but this is not going to be a team that develops into a top half of the league defense. So this is always going to be Dallas is a start 'em if you got 'em kind of team on both sides of the ball. All right, thank you. What's up, Alfredo? Oh, that's the Mark Hamill joker there. What's the word for a team 0-4 with Jaden Daniels, CDT, Tet, Hampton, and Scadaboo? Others just don't move any needle. The word is rosary. Get one. Like you did like your grandma, go down the beads.
He's got some good pieces.
Yeah, he got
here.
good players. I mean,
I'm like, one thing that would come straight to my mind. Maybe try to move CeeDee Lamb here. Maybe go to the team that's like 3-1 or 4-0. Who thinks they might be sitting pretty and wants to beef up their team for later in the year. Maybe you can get a couple of pieces for CeeDee Lamb, because I don't think he's going to be somebody that's going to help you here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So that is my immediate takeaway from this team. But Alfredo, I feel for you, man. Losing Jaden Daniels for 2 games here right off the bat. T's kind of done here with Jake Browning at quarterback. It's just been a pretty rough run out, except for your running backs.
We need T tonight. Like Surtain is probably going to shadow Jamar Chase. So let's see if T can come through tonight. What do you think, your good friend Trey? I mean, this is a team I think he drafted well, and he's just run dead cold.
Yeah, you're unfortunately in a hole now. I'm with Tom 100%. You go find that 4-0 manager, that 3-1 manager, and you get rid of CeeDee Lamb. See if you just can't get a couple decent pieces back right now, so you can get get on a little bit of a win streak and reset with what you got. You got a little motion. You got good bones here. The bones are good. Get a little motion.
Get the motion.
I could use a hug, man. Air hug.
Virtual hug.
Air hug, yeah. Taylor, would you trade away Kyron for Quentin Johnston? I cannot believe this is a real question.
This is a real
question. It's a real one. It's a real one.
Man, if I was really hurting it, they're probably pretty close. Quentin Johnston is legit like low-end wide receiver one right now.
I still don't want to do this, but it's team dependent, right, Trey? I mean, Corum is mixing in meaningfully. But on the other hand, I really do feel like at some point Ladd McConkey is going to get his. But here's another problem with this Charger offense. What about the line? Joe Alt, high ankle sprain, yet Justin Herbert is under siege every drop back. So that's very problematic. I mean, you don't expect them to go in and lose to the Giants, but you lose your best lineman. That really exposes you to the Giants.
That is something to watch, Joe. Like, he is more of the intermediate to deep receiver in this offense. So if there is some issues with the offensive line moving forward, you think that he would be the one that's affected the most, not necessarily Keenan and Ladd. So, but this is 4 weeks in a row, man. This is legit with Quentin Johnston. I've been very skeptical here. We were doing the live stream yesterday. I was telling people to play him over Brian Thomas, and I was like, is that a terrible decision? It ended up being the right decision, but yeah, this is pretty real with Quentin Johnston right now.
As someone who traded for Lab McConkey last week, I'm crying over here. But I was going to say the same thing. If you're going to have less time to throw, and the offensive line is going to be roughed up, and hope maybe Lad gets back in the mix. Maybe that's one reason to get away from Quentin Johnston. But I will say this: Brett Whitefield, he's always spot on with the wide receivers. Back when Quentin Johnston was coming out, he kind of said, this guy has all the tools, but he's just not there. And guess what? It's 3 years later. He might just be there. I mean, he might just be there. He might be that guy now. So I don't hate it. I tend to, again, like, you want to be the smartest guy in the room. Don't worry about what happens if you're wrong. Don't worry about looking stupid for trading for Quentin Johnston, then he flops again. Think about what's actually going on right now and be in the moment. And I can't believe I'd go for it.
I could sign off on this. But again, team dependent. Like, if you need the running back more, I wouldn't be making this deal. But I can't believe it's real, but it is. Ruckus, Rachaad White, number one priority. So this allows us to give an opportunity to talk about something. Bucky Irving, going for an MRI out of nowhere.
For something.
For something. They didn't say what. Now, watching
some speculation is like hand or something. There's a helmet to his hand. This is all like internet.
He did leave the game for a little. He got Roman Reigns speared by Jihad Campbell. And he had to leave the game. Now, when I was watching it live, I was like, did he get the wind knocked out of him? One of those, and maybe it's a rib or something like that. But the number one priority.
Hopefully we get more information here before you run waivers. I mean, most leagues don't run waivers until Tuesday night. I would hope that Schefter or one of these guys is working the phone. But if they're, let's say, a multi-week absence here, Joe, I would still prioritize Woody Marks if he's somebody that's on your waiver
Not in my league, bro, right?
If Rachaad White is on his waiver wire, I would think that Woody Marks might be too. So I would still prioritize him over Rachaad White. But obviously, if this is like something that's like long term, more than a month, then I think Rachaad White would vault up to the top.
My only piece of advice is to keep bringing the motherfucking ruckus. That's my only piece of advice. So.
Alfredo, not sure if this is the place, but would you start Jets or Miami defense? It's the Jets for me. Tua is ripe for the picking. And Miami's defense is so bad that I even Justin Fields, I'm like
starting them tonight.
You're starting Fields?
I'm starting Miami defense. In my league record. I'm terrified. I'm so worried.
Yeah, this is, I mean, have fun with that. But Tom, I just think the Jets are a better unit. And look, I know they've struggled so far this year, but I think that's Aaron Glenn, new coach struggles. And I think they'll get those cleaned up. What better time to get it cleaned up than against the slowest quarterback I have ever seen? And I'm including Peyton Manning in there. I don't because Peyton Manning at least had those choppy feet. In the pocket, but Tua is. You ever play RBI baseball on Nintendo? When you were a
way
kid?
Back in the day. Oh yeah. The lollipops.
The noise. That's what Tua's throws. They make those noises. I'm starting the Jets. I just think Tua is a better matchup for a fantasy defense, Tom.
Yeah, I'll go with the Jets too. I don't have a whole lot of analysis on this, but I don't think you can go real wrong with this one. I can see both teams taking some sacks and doing some stupid stuff, but I'll give the edge to the Jets.
If they were available in my league, I'd be playing them over the Dolphins defense. So, but I'm stuck with Miami tonight, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, super chat.
Danny Takuchi. May and Williams, PPR, those are two cute, but running back Gibbs, Walker, Benson, Scat, Sharps. Okay, very good. Wide receiver, London, Adams, Johnston, Tet, Diggs. Tight end McBride, great team. How can I upgrade RB2? I'd be sitting fucking pat is what I would be doing.
Yeah, this looks pretty strong here.
This is a typo here. I think he meant to say one team league here.
I think I'd be sitting pat with this team. Danny, thank you for the super chat. I mean, if you see, here's the thing. I guess you could talk yourself into trading Quentin Johnston high for a running back, but like, man, I don't know if I'd be really all that concerned right now about my RB2 spot, because I feel like Trey Benson, by the way, was sore. He didn't practice today, something to watch. But like, I think either Benson or Scadaba's going to have ridiculous volume. Now, he might not go very far with it.
And you have Walker. I feel like you could just play the matchups in a given week, and kind of, whoever has the easiest matchup, you kind of play them next to Gibbs. And but yeah, this team looks great. I'm with you, Joe. I wouldn't trade Johnston.
If you could package Tet and Walker for like a hammer, and I'm talking a hammer, like maybe, like for instance, maybe you can buy low on Saquon.
Yeah.
Like something like that, but it would be somebody I would have considered an RB1. Or the Eagles, like I watched my friend Fran Duffy did a phenomenal breakdown of the Eagles run game, and there's just a couple of things going on, and it's like the struggles that they're having is like struggles you don't expect them to have. Like the offensive line is missing a block, or like and it's pretty, and he thinks the Eagles were like literally one block away from like 3 explosive runs against the Buccaneers. And I think Saquon's probably going to, and that, by the way, if you're talking Eagles offense, I think that's actually the root of their issue now, is that they can't run it. And then that's affecting what they're doing with the passing game. But like maybe buy low on Saquon, but with a wide receiver and running back package. But if you stand pat with this team, I think this team's a contender.
Yep.
Can't lose. Take Walker and Scadabo and go for a Christian McCaffrey. Not that people are moving him now, or Derrick Henry,
you can do
or
that.
Saquon,
too.
and then if it doesn't happen, just go like this. We're okay. It's no worries. Let's see here. We got another one here from Casey.
Okay, Jennings and Benson.
Tom, am I clutching way too much to my priors?
What's this?
Here, I do not want to trade for Travis Etienne. I mean, if I could do it with Pollard, I might, because that Titans offense is so garbage.
Yeah, that's and we got Spears coming back, who, not that there's any passing game for these backs anyway, but I think those receptions, those few opportunities in the passing game might be going to Spears moving forward. So Jennings, we do think Ayuk should be coming back at some point. They've been
They said he's not close. By the way, when are you playing Juwan Jennings on this team? Look, I know AJ Brown and Chase have been disappointing, but like Ibuka is probably in your lineup every week at this point. So are you seriously going to start Juwan Jennings over Jamar Chase? So like he's really a useless player on this team.
I would still want to stick with Benson here. If I was choosing between trading Benson or Pollard. So, but I think, you're getting you're giving up the 2 lesser players here for ETN. That running game has looked good every week here. So yeah, I would do Jennings and Pollard for ETN.
They're 3-1, and I don't think Trevor Lawrence has been particularly good. Like Trevor Lawrence has been Trevor Lawrence. He's been fine.
He's been worse than. I mean, this is as bad as this is going back to his rookie season right now.
The Mina Kimes extended universe. I saw them talking up some of the big time throws Trevor made in the game. I guess they had to try a new drug after Gino.
Gino's letting them down, so they got to go.
Gino's letting them down, so they got to go to their other overrated quarterback. Anyway, like I love Mina Kimes. I think she's awesome at her job. But the Geno Smith stuff drives me nuts, and the Trevor Lawrence stuff drives me nuts too. Landon, should I sit the Jets defense tonight? Still have Garrett Wilson to play tonight, going against J.K. Dobbins. I'm up 11. I would never sit a defense. So this is unethical hooping right now, right? This is unethical hooping. Like, there's too many variables here, right? Like, okay, so you have Garrett Wilson. This isn't, and by the way, what happens is for those of you who are kind of new to this, the question that often comes is, I'm up 3 on Monday Night Football. I have the defense. My opponent's done. Should I bench the defense to not risk negative points? That's the question, right? Tom, there's way too many variables here.
You can't. Why would you do that? You can't do this. You can't do this at all. Yeah, and you're in the situation you're describing where it's you're up by 1 point. And there's nothing else going on. Yeah, get the defense. I still wouldn't do that because of I wouldn't either. I'm going for the points, but in this situation, absolutely not. Play the defense. You got a chance at points here. The odds of you? What's the 10% outcome? You get negative 1 or 2 points. Like you got to play the defense here.
And in this scenario where the Jets are giving up a ton of points. And it's, there's probably going to be some pushback from the other side, you would think. Maybe it's a higher scoring game for these two teams. That means Garrett Wilson's probably going off. So, and what if J.K. Dobbins scores 2 or 3 touchdowns tonight
in the
and
first
you
half?
sat a defense? So, yeah,
Tua is right for a
pedal
pick
down,
six for everybody. He fumbles every week. I understand the thought. You want to talk galaxy brain, and thank you so much, Landon, for the super chat. But you have your brain is too big right now. Like this is start the Jet defense.
Had to throw this one up there real quick.
The motion man is a great one. He
loves
that damn meme.
Yeah.
I've told you, I've been trying to get people to call me Freddie Knuckles, but people keep calling me Right Said Fred. How do we feel about BTJ after this week? I actually thought there were some positives, Tom.
Yeah.
Compared to where he was, I thought Trevor played all right. 7 targets. Hey, look, he got 7 targets and he caught 5 of them. That's the first time this year that he caught more than 1/3 of his targets. Okay. You have to at least take the positive away from that. They seem to be on the same page.
Yeah, it's better than it was. Finally got the double-digit fantasy points. Still not feeling very optimistic, but I would kind of consider him like a wide receiver 3 right now until he really starts to show something. So hopefully you have other options that maybe have played better and have ascended him. But I'm looking at him as like a wide receiver 3 right now.
This is a really good one. Oh boy. Okay. Let's just say Adrian was offered JSN for Hampton. Okay. Hurts, McCaffrey, Bucky Irving, Justin Jefferson, McConkey, Devontae. So essentially what he's saying here is his receiving core, which you would have considered probably the strength of this team before the season. I don't know if that's Devontae Smith or Devontae Adams. But what he's essentially saying here is my receivers
a lot of running backs. Yeah.
Also, look at this. He's got Scattaboo and Dobbins on the bench. That's good depth. If Bucky Irving were to miss time, I think I'd do this. JSN is like the number 2 receiver. He's probably in the conversation right now with Amon-Ra St. Brown behind Puka right now. Jefferson's in there too, but the other guys have been disappointing here. I think I'd make this trade track.
How many guys in fantasy football right now do you look at and you just say, no matter what, I want that guy? JSN is one of them. Puka Nacua, like you said, one of them. Amon-Ra St. Brown. So Hampton is in that conversation. I don't know, he had a little bounce back and he's not looking terrible. But yeah, you're going for. I would do this trade. I would do this trade every day of the week. Again, where this is the lottery ticket guy right now. This is what else do we play for? We got a chance to get the best guy. Let's go get him. I'm all in on the JSN train. Have been for quite some time, so it's nice to see what he's been doing.
What do you think, T-Bro?
I like it. I like it. You have a lot of strength at running back, and it's straight up. I would probably take JSN anyway, like if everything was equal. So, it was about as poor a run out as he could have had on that Thursday night game, and he still finished with 79 yards. He turned it on in the fourth quarter. So yeah, I'm feeling really good about him moving forward.
My wife too. Weather Channel and Hallmark. Yep, those are. I guarantee you, my wife has a Hallmark movie on right now. Yeah, that was. That's the Hallmark Christmas movies. Okay, tight
that
end
time of year. It's coming around the corner.
Tight end premium. I have Hunter Henry. What's the trade value there? Wide receiver 2. That's probably a little rich.
Yeah, I don't know if people are going to.
All right, so here's what I did. I asked Ball Knowledge.
I mean, last week it was. I had a Hunter Henry player prop, and believe me, I was very thankful he got there. He was very close to having a 1 catch for 8-yard performance.
I will say though about Hunter Henry last week. I watched that game. He got tackled on the
right at the end
line.
Yeah.
So I mean, he could have very well had 2 touchdowns, but yeah, that long touchdown late was a day saver. But he was right there to having one of those massive blow up games. What was Ball Knowledge saying about?
I asked Ball Knowledge, which is our AI tool for all in subscribers, who was a wide, and it functions very much as a trade tool. Now, keep in mind this is in beta, and we don't have direct tight end premium trade values for redraft right now. We do for Dynasty, but not for redraft. So what it said here is, looking at wide receiver projections, the following wide receivers are projected just above or slightly below Hunter Henry in rest of season value, making them realistic targets in a 1-for-1 trade. He mentioned Ball Knowledge mentions Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir. That one stands out to me. Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley. Ridley is not one I'd be pursuing, but like probably up, maybe a tier up from that in tight end premium. Hunter, I don't think Henry catches enough passes to make tight end premium like a really like hammer here. Like if I could get Khalil Shakir for him, a guy who you have a reasonable expectation you can plug in as a wide receiver 3 most weeks, I think that's probably fair, even if that's not exciting for you.
Yeah, I like that. I'm trying to think of somebody else, but that sounds good to me. I just don't think people are going to value. It is a nice start, and maybe that's why you're thinking about this. This is maybe a time to sell high on him. The start of the season has been pretty ideal run out for him, but maybe Michael Pittman might be a good one. Guy that has kind of went under the radar
That's
this summer.
Interesting. Yeah,
who's played really well, and maybe he just needed a decent quarterback here to put up some good numbers.
Yeah. By the way, the summary from Ball Knowledge is try to trade Hunter Henry for a low-end wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 4, like Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, or Christian Kirk in PP. In tight end premium, you may be able to push for a wide receiver in the wide receiver 40 to 45 range if the other manager is desperate for tight end help. So yeah, I don't think you're getting a wide receiver 2 for Hunter Henry. Robert Daniel, across my 2 leagues, I am 7-1, but I have some underwhelming players so far, BTJ and Henderson. Should I hold or move?
Like in this type of situation, if you're sitting pretty good in the standings, like there's still players that have a lot of talent and things could flip pretty quickly for them. So I feel like you'd just be selling low on these guys. So no, I think your record is a power position here. I would kind of hold and see if things start to improve.
Do you remember the trade I made last week, Tom, involving Brian Thomas Jr. in that Yahoo public league I'm in, and then the people in the chat made fun of us for being in a Yahoo public league, and I'm like, I want to. If there's fish willing to pay me money, I'll go. I was offered. I did not offer this trade. I was offered. I had Brian Thomas. I was offered Ashton Genty for Brian Thomas. I took it.
Right. It worked out
I won this week.
I
won this week. Let's put it that way. Okay. So I don't know if you're getting Ashton Genty for Brian Thomas anymore. After he went back to the Michael Myers stance. Now he just stands straight up in the backfield. Apparently that's a huge factor for him. So good for him.
I love it, man. Gibbs does it too. Maybe it's just like that extra couple inches. You can see that defense, and I don't know.
We all could use an extra couple inches, Tom.
Yep, that's right.
Michael Regine. I have 125. So okay, so he's up basically 9 points. He has Achane. I have Chase Brown. What are my chances? I don't know what the scoring is.
That's kind of an important piece because people, with Achane, I mean, he's going to catch 6 balls.
Just your spam code right now. Like that's literally like half of their offense is just checkdowns to Achane and screens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give him. This is like, I'm going to say he's a slight underdog. I'm going to say 43% chance to win, and that's I can't believe I'm saying that. But this Bengals offense has murdered Chase Brown's value.
Yeah, you're just hoping that they try to get him involved in the passing game a little bit because it's not happening in the running game. Yeah, my initial thought was like a 60-40 underdog. If this is a PPR, that's what I'm. If it's a non-PPR, he's probably the favorite then.
All right, Joseph Spencer, are you just stuck trying to write out whether AJ Brown or BTJ have any value this year? The thing about AJ Brown is, so I was reading Zach Berman of The Athletic, who covers the Eagles, and he's like, AJ has done this throughout his tenure in Philly, where he I think it's relatively immature. Your team's 4-0, like read the room a little bit, but I understand it, right? He feels like he's the best player on the team. He pokes and prods a little bit to grease the squeaky wheel. I think that's coming. I think they need the run game to work first, but the question now is, does it come this week? Because he's probably going to catch a Patrick Surtain shadow. And are the Eagles just going to force him the ball when Patrick Surtain is covering him just to make him happy? I don't know if they're going to do that. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Nonetheless, who do I have more? I think I have more faith that AJ Brown's going to break out of this than Brian Thomas, because we at least saw it once this year.
Yeah, I think he's the more dominant play. Yeah, he's a lot longer track record too. As much as we love Brian Thomas coming into the year, just kind of, a lot of the production was with like Mac Jones at the end of last season. There's just not a long track record of him and Trevor Lawrence having success. So yeah, I would think that AJ Brown has the better chance of getting on track.
What do you think, Trey?
As our resident Eagles hater, I'm going to try to put that aside for this, but I'm
been a very tough year and a half for you, by the way.
I'm going to have to disagree, and here's why. A.J. Brown has kind of been a fade for me all summer, and it's just and again, I'm not here writing home about the Jaguars offense, but so much of the Eagles offense is tied up into Jalen Hurts rushing and Saquon Barkley. There's just not a lot of fantasy opportunity to go around as far as something that you're looking for, a wide receiver one type ceiling. Again, he can have great games. He does have great games, and he's a phenomenal player. I'm not saying he's not a phenomenal player. Is he a better player than Brian Thomas Jr. on the whole? Probably. I think I like Brian Thomas Jr. the rest of the way more for fantasy, just because I think the ceiling, is going to be there, as the season goes on. The Jags are playing pretty well, 3-1, I believe. So maybe they're just not that team anymore that's going to be playing from behind and throwing like crazy. I don't have a lot of faith in Trevor Lawrence. I don't want either of these guys, but I'm going to side with BTJ here. And if you get that, but like you said, they will feed him eventually. He will get that one game where they're like, we got to keep him happy. We got to give him the ball. So when he has that one game, maybe that's the time to move on and get someone that's a little bit more consistent. But I'm taking BTJ the rest of the way.
I think it's rapid fire time, guys. I gotta cook dinner. We gotta. So we're gonna do like as quick answers as possible.
I'm dying to get out there and watch this 0-3 battle.
I just gotta make Brussels sprouts. Taylor, you think Brashard Smith has any relevancy this season? I think so. We check out the Waiver Wire podcast Tom and I did with Theo Greminger. That'll be up on the YouTube channel tomorrow.
It's gonna be tough. All three of these backs, I think, are still going to be involved, but we saw the McKinnon role. Was that 2023, especially back half of the year? He was getting a lot of snaps down by the goal line. They were doing some passes to him, and so that's the ideal situation. You hope he can be a McKinnon type, but it's going to be. They're definitely searching a little bit at the position, so you want that type of player, and maybe he can grab a bigger share of that backfield than we might think.
All right, let's see. Keith, Knicks or Fields? Up 10. Tyreek, Fields or Knicks to play? He has Wilson. All right, let me just I'll answer this so we can move on to the next one. I do not like being on the quarterback side of a quarterback wide receiver stack, because in the event Justin Fields trips over himself and throws 2 touchdowns to Garrett Wilson, you're going to be on the losing end of that. So I would play Knicks.
Yeah, I think Knicks is probably the safer play too at this point. So
does a quarterback like Fields, stretch the limitations of that belief though? Yeah, if any quarterback was going to stretch that thought process, it would have to be.
It would have to be Justin Fields. But yeah, I Knicks has a good matchup. I'll just play Knicks. All righty. Let's see. I had to give up a third round this year. I have May Collins. I had to give. Okay. May Collins, BDG, Ridley, Scannaboo, Harvey, McBride, Pierce, on my bed. Third Fanning, Burden, third Fanning. Okay, what do we?
Oh, what's the question?
There's a little run the jewels action over there.
Here's some extra context.
He's 1 and 3.
That's all I got. Context here.
Looks like he's just asking for help. I'm sorry, Carlos. Let's see.
I can handle this one, Carlos. You're doing a good job, and just keep rocking and rolling, man. You have our support, and we have faith in you, and we know that whatever you're gonna do, it's gonna be the right decision. You're gonna bounce back from this 1 and 3, Carlos. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good kind
word. Thanks, man.
What do I do with Derek? Here's my Dale Howard-Chuck guy. What do I do with Derek Henry? You have to hold. I mean, I don't know what else. Like this Ravens started.
I mean, they've also run into like 3 of the better run defenses here in the first 4 weeks. Got the Eagles. You got the Chiefs are a really good run defense. I mean, the Browns, and the one that is the weak outlier was the Bills, and they ran all over them. So. I would be patient. They're going to get Ricard back too. Honestly, I'd be looking to buy low on Derrick Henry right now.
Jamar, Tyreek, Pittman, and Rice. Titans. Would you trade Pittman for Kittle?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Get
absolutely.
Kittle if you can.
You know, like
they ain't throwing 10, 12 times a game to Christian McCaffrey the rest of the season.
Yeah,
They need
absolutely.
Kittle.
Yeah, I like that trade a lot for you. And look, you have I understand Jamar and Tyreek doesn't look as sexy as it did 2 weeks ago, but yeah, that's a trade you make. Casey, another guy for me, Genty for Chase. Don't like it. 2-point PPR. Because Jamar Chase could catch 10 passes for 70 yards from, Jake Browning, right? Or Henderson for AJ Brown, Abuka. Again, I have Rice Jennings on bench.
No, I would stick with Chase and AJ Brown. These I feel like you're getting the low end of
I'm not really sure which player he has in this deal, but nonetheless. Would you try to buy low on Bowers? Is Strange plus Benson? Ooh, let's Chase Brown, Harvey Judkins, and Cam Scat. I
think that's nowhere close to enough to get Bowers.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah.
You can try.
Yeah, you can try, but I don't think it is.
I would tell you to buzz off, but I would want somebody that's proven at running back. Strange, I think, is a nice player, but he's going to be that tight end 10 to tight end 15. This is not enough for me to sell Bowers.
Problem here is it's always hard to put a price on Strange. So
my wide receivers are Jamar, Tyreek, Tip, Pierce, Pittman, Rice. Oh no, this is the same question.
We already got this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's Nico Collins. I trust he'll be in the. I know he's in the AJ Brown and Brian Thomas conversation. I actually trust he'll break out the most of those three.
Yeah, he's still. It's still. I mean, the numbers have been good. He's still playing at a high level, so just need this offensive line to play a little bit better.
No, Lad feels like a flex play in deeper leagues. Yeah, I mean that's what it is now, but I think it'll get better.
I wish he was performing like a flex play.
That was one prop I gave out, and I'm like, well, this is nowhere close. I'm off the Lad train for a little bit.
Carlos just needs help with that team. I mean, let's see. I just want to. Gordon.
That looks like a good pizza. I am getting hungry.
It does look like a good pizza. Carlos's team. I mean, look, Collins and BTJ was an incredible start to your draft, and you've just run cold, unfortunately, Carlos. I mean, you did have to give up a third rounder. I think you've probably just got to stay put. But you're struggling there.
Ooh, we got a super chat right at the end here. Okay, 10 team PPR. Love and May Henderson.
And Henderson, Scadaboo, JCM, Harvey. Ooh, that running back room is rough for a 10-teamer.
Yeah.
Oh, we had Neighbors, BTJ, James.
No.
And I only see value in McBride and maybe QB to Jackson owner. In big money league trying to come back. Yeah, I mean McBride is your major asset here. It's a rough running back room, unfortunately. See, here's one of the things that you can't project, and then 808. Then we're gonna have to really move quickly here. But Tom, I mean, you need a running back here, right? I mean, like Scadaboo's your best right now, but how long is that gonna last? There is no way to predict Travion Henderson would be in a freaking 3-man backfield. There was no way to predict that.
Antonio Gibson was so bad. Yeah, I think your best trade pieces are McBride, or maybe even if you try to sell Rice here, like if somebody is like over the moon, they want to grab Rashee Rice, and maybe you can get multiple pieces. Maybe you can get a wide receiver 2 and maybe like a low end RB1, because this team looks like it needs a couple different pieces right now.
Drop Pollard, Rice, or Keon Coleman. I'm not dropping freaking Rice.
Not Rice.
Kidding
me?
Hell no. Keon.
Yeah, Keon Coleman. Yeah, it's going to be a rotation there.
Pearsall or Jennings rest of the season? It's still Pearsall for me.
Yeah, I am a little bit worried about this
little PCL thing.
Little PCL thing. But yeah, I'll stick with Pearsall for now.
Should I trade Xavier Worthy for Jalen Warren? I don't know. Oh, he does have Gainwell.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like this Jalen Warren thing's a long-term thing. I mean, the way Rodgers is playing, like his ADOT is below 5 yards right now.
Receivers are Devontae, JSN, Rome, and Diggs. Diggs does nothing for me, but the first 3 are great. Well, I might try to trade Xavier Worthy for a better running back now.
Yeah, you could maybe try a little higher. I guess the concern would be, Warren was trending up, but now Gainwell has this excellent game, and Arthur Smith
Coaches
sees that and he's like,
Kenny Gainwell.
"Ooh." Yeah.
He's
They
inevitable.
love him. That,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Thank you, everybody, for the questions. At the beginning of this, it looked like we were going to be in here for 10 minutes, and we stuck it out for 45. Good friend Trey, look, when he's around, the chat gets a little motion. Tom Brawley, he's ready to watch some terrible football. I'm ready to eat some Brussels sprouts. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
What? Why are you shaking your head?
You're welcome.